interview can't be done without touching on Pops, right? Rest in peace to Pops.
The
I'm
pops,
glad,
pops, forever.
right? I'm glad that I got to ask you about him before he passed in that last one where you got to talk about, how he kind of helped you out before Nito, right?
Yeah,
But just speaking on his passing, I know it was a big loss for the whole community.
big
But
loss,
how have you been able to process it?
man. I'm happy that I got to be a part of his life. That's what I'm happy about. He lived a great life. He influenced so many people. You know, so it's sad, of course. It's a sad knowing he passed, but happy that he got to teach me and pave the way for me and pave who I am as a fighter and pave the young because really he was a father figure in my life. If I didn't have a dad, he was pretty much a father figure to me. So it was really sad. His passing really sad, of course, but I'm just happy that I got to be a part of his life. I'm honored.
Right. And I feel like will live on forever just based off of everything he did for everybody in Waianae. You guys will always keep his name
I'll
alive,
never,
and he's like the beginning of the boxing.
and we're gonna make sure that I'm gonna make sure that his name will never die.
Right. And then what's like I feel like if he's your father figure, so to speak, right? And he was your coach, he's probably there's some voice in your head from Pops, so to speak, right? Like, is there any lessons that Pops gave you that like helped you out throughout your life or your career or anything like that? Something you remember?
There's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things. When I think about him being my life, there's so much things, bro. There's there's hundreds.
Anything he ever helped you with that like stands out to you maybe?
He just always wanted us in the gym, bro. Always wanted us in the gym. He didn't want us in the streets, and that's a big thing. He brought us out the streets, kept us in the gym.
Right.
Always kept us in the gym.
So was he always like calling you? Or how would he keep you in the gym? Like how would he keep tabs on you, so to
He
speak?
would call us. He would call us all day.
Oh,
Call
he
us.
would.
He
Give me an
call,
example. He'd be like, Asa, where you at?
I mean, example. I'll say I'm late to the gym, 10, 20 minutes. He's calling. Oh, where are you, son? You coming to the gym? You gotta get to the gym. Say, yeah, pops, I'm late. Or maybe I wasn't planning on coming, but he's calling me. I'm like, oh, get to the gym. Son, get to the gym. And I'm like, all right, I'm coming.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So he low key knew. He low key knew that like that they call it idle hands. Like when you got nothing to do, that's when you get yourself into trouble. And so he
Yeah.
was always like, hey, like no free time, bro. Like you chilling at home, come here. Cause you're gonna find trouble elsewhere if you don't come here.
I feel like that's part of it, but a real big part is he really loved us, and he really wanted us to make something out of boxing.
Hmm.
He really wanted us to be champions.
He loved boxing too.
Loved boxing.
Hmm.
He loved boxing, man. And he loved it so much that he would always make comments like, man, um, if I die, I'm gonna die in this gym. How much he loved boxing. He loved being in the gym. Um, he hated being away from it. And that's why he lived a long, healthy life. He looked forward to, and he had a lot of work to inspire a lot of kids.
Right. And he had a lot of purpose and meaning. Probably
Yes,
what helped him live a long time. Always coming in, watching you, giving back
yeah,
to the youth.
yes, for sure,
Yeah. I
for
saw
sure.
all the pictures and shit. Like anytime you're boxing, he's like in your corner. You know what I mean? Even when you're at Golden Gloves and Nito's there, he's still there.
He was at every tournament of mine as an amateur. Every tournament,
Yeah.
never missed a tournament.
And I'm sure he did that for a lot of kids too, not just you, which
He
is
did that for,
crazy.
he did that for everybody. If,
Yeah.
if anybody was going on a trip and they trained at WBC, he was there. And I didn't have parents that went with me, so he was my father taking boxing trip. Whether we're staying out there for one tournament or three tournaments, you
Oh,
know.
I got you. So other kids would go with their parents or some shit like that if they were better
Sometimes, yeah,
situations.
sometimes,
But you
sometimes
kind of would always be with Pops.
I would always be the pops. I never had nobody go with me.
So you kind of, when you're a guy like Pops, probably he saw that in you, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna take this kid under my wing. Did you feel like he kind of looking back, like he took you under his wing, so to speak, huh?
Yeah, I feel like yeah, he knew that, and Yeah, I feel like he for sure took me under his wing for sure.
Yeah. So if you never went to the boxing club, maybe you never thought about this before, but like if you never went to the boxing club, if it wasn't for pops, like you think you would have like ended up in the streets, so to speak, like a lot of the other kids? What or
One
what
thousand,
other life would have been for you?
1,000%.
Mm.
I didn't have nothing else to do.
I see like your surroundings too, like a lot of your peers are kind of like, tough guys, it seems like, so to speak.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
But from Waianae, we all from
It's
Waianae.
all yeah, that's the culture over there, right? It's like being from
Culture.
LA.
It's
I'm sure they're good people. You feel me?
yeah, it's the culture out there.
Mm. But
Everybody.
just to speak on it further, like you said 100% you would have been in the streets. So like how does that shit influence you? That's what I'm trying to get to in a way. Like if you feel like 100% you would have been in the streets, how would it have gotten you when you were a kid? Like what's like gravitating you guys towards this like, you know, bad path in a way? Like what's out there that like you guys can go walk to and grab instead of going to the boxing club?
Because if I'm not at the boxing club, where else am I gonna be? I
Are you
wasn't.
just going to be outside?
I'll be outside. I'll be with my friends running around, running the streets as kids. We ain't gonna be doing nothing crazy. We're kids, but at the same time, we're running the streets. Growing up, I don't have parents. Like I said, I have my grandma. She doing all she can for me. But at the end of the day, like I'm not doing no other sports. I hate school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So where else would I be? Be running the streets.
Right.
And then obviously as you get older,
You got to start making money now.
you get getting worse and stuff.
One thing leads to another.
One thing leads to another for sure.
Right. That's kinda what happens. It all kind of adds up. You start off young and you're just bullshitting around, maybe not trying to hurt people, right?
You're just being a kid.
But then you become 21, 22, your
Once
grandma
you
can't pay for you anymore.
once you get to high school, that's when the roads separate. Go that road, go left or right. It's all up to you what road you want to be in.
And so after school,
But
you never kicked it with friends and stuff? You always were, like, to the boxing gym after school?
I always cruise with my friends.
You
Always.
cruise a little bit and then you hit the boxing gym?
I always cruise with my friends.
Mhm,
Always. But I would always get my work done as well.
mhm. And I guess if there was bullshit going on, it seems like you were the type of guy to be like, "Imma stay out of it." It seems like you're a little bit smarter. Like, I know people too who kind of find ways to be around, but they don't like, get involved in the bullshit. And I feel like I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's you. You're kind of around, but you stay out of the bullshit.
Something
If
like that.
any bullshit ever comes your way.
Something like that. I don't know. I feel like me and my friends, we just go to the beach.
Okay, so
You
better
know,
friends.
yeah, we just go to the beach. We cruise. Um, Go home, cruise, play games. Ain't nothing crazy.